Hello everyone and welcome to Formula 2 AIL Racing League. Today we are in Jeddah Corniche Racing Circuit in Jeddah. Today I'll be alone and this is going to be a 3-session race weekend with qualifying, practice and race. Not in that order, but those 3 will be done today. Today there will be a 15-minute qualifying. After that, it will be a 50 minutes 50 minutes practice. After that will be a 50 minutes qualifying, and then a nice long sprint race with those fast F2 cars. Last race we have seen some great action around the fast sweeping circuit of the Tunis racing circuit, with Viggo Kettler taking the win there in the Wazoo racing team. Today is a shocking day. Today our racing or championship leader will not race. He cannot race, so there will be some switches in the championship positions, as Luca Casale will be here today. We will also go through a bit of interviews before the race to understand how the race is going to be. And I do apologize, it's going to be 30 minutes of practice into a 50-minute qualifying, and then a 17-lap race around this fast sweeping track, which is the Corniche racing circuit. As we already seeing a few people already getting ready to drive. I apologize for no picture. I will look to fix that as soon as possible. That's all right. Here we have the picture now. Right. There we go. As we still have everyone still in the pit lane. We see some cars driving. We're gonna be dragging some drivers into the commentary booth today, right, for practice, where we get a few onboard racing. See maybe how the drivers will go. So we see a few drivers already going out. Pascal already out, followed by Zulka. Our first driver will be dragging in will be Luca Casale. P2 right now in the championship, was fighting for the race win if Viggo wouldn't have gotten the penalty. So here we go, we'll be dragging him right this second. There's a problem, I cannot drag people. Oh, that's a big problem. We already see a few drivers out on track. Jeremy Goof also now out. We have two different tire compounds for this race. Hello, Luca Casale.
Hello, good morning.
Nice hearing from drivers today. There's already some spinning there. I've had a few talks with drivers before in practice, in open practice. I've heard that cars are pretty unreliable with the DRS. Is there anything you can talk us there through?
Last season there was a massive issue with the DRS, but thankfully I believe it has all been fixed by Timo. He seems to have done the job correctly and it's all working now.
That is nice to hear. We've seen in the last race in the Tunis GP a few drivers spinning out in qualifying with that open DRS, being told there is no rear end, quote and unquote. So with this fast track there are some DRS zones which are slight turns. How are we gonna attack those straights?
Last race, sorry, it was a lot worse than it is at this track. So I think we might just be alright. But if anyone tries some sudden movements, that they're going in the wall, and it's not going to be a fun day for them.
Yeah, that's understandable. Like, there are two tires choices for this race. There's the super soft and the mediums. As we see already, 4 drivers out on track. Liam Shepard on the super softs, Paul on the mediums, Zulka on the mediums, Jack on the super softs, and Jeremy on the mediums. What would you say is the strategy drivers are probably looking for?
I'll be honest, I have not done enough preparation to tell you, but it'll probably just be a standard medium and soft.
Mediums to super softs, you say? You've done some testing on this track,
No,
right?
Small amount. I don't think the super softs will be good around here because they heat up so much. It's just going to be a bit unusable, to be honest.
Yeah, this being a counterclockwise track, the outside tires with these fast right, left-hand corners probably cooking already. There will probably be some setup work for maybe for the outside tires to have a higher PSI. Would you say there's maybe a bit of tactical strategy work here? Maybe some setup work.
I mean, definitely it's going to be a big part to keeping these tires cool, but we'll see what teams can get the most out of their tires in the car.
Right. So I've also had a few talks. I've heard this track being a fast track, you'd expect a low aero setup. I've heard that a few drivers, maybe a lot of drivers, even are going with a high aero setup. Maybe can you elaborate on that if you feel comfortable?
I do believe the high aero is the way to go, just because you get so much grip in the corners, which you definitely need around here.
Alright, thank you Luca Casale, second in the championship right now. You probably want to look for that win, maybe overtake Vigo. I will wish you good luck for today's race, and when you join back to your British Motor Race team, can you tell Dan to join me up here in the commentary booth?
I will do, you fart smeller.
Oh, I am the farty of smeller, but here these race cars are really fast, really clean. Look at this different liveries. Thank you, Luca Casale, and enjoy the race.
You too, my man.
That was Luca Casale, our second standing runner right now. Getting second last race, following Vigo there. But Vigo getting penalty was really looking forward to get the position. The penalties being deleted for Vigo, him getting the first place. That was interesting enough. Okay, here we have Dan Johnson. Not out on track yet, but in the pit lane. Dan, tell us through, what are your plans for today's race?
I plan, basically, I'm gonna zone off the service industry areas and the business areas, and then try and get as much profit as I possibly can, whilst also maintaining high housing value.
As we're getting rid of too much technical talk here, but something that's not even racing related.
Well, I'm just under the impression that this is a city skyline stream.
It is indeed a city skyline stream as we're in the city track.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to do it.
Yeah, no worries, you farty smeller, but tell us, we've heard from Luca Casale here that it's a high aero setup. I'm under the impression that all the BMR racing team will run the same setup, so I assume you probably also run a high aero setup. Have you done some laps yet?
Yeah, so I did some laps earlier on in the week, and I did try both, because I was thinking the same as you, like, it's a lot of straights and stuff, so low aero makes sense. But then I found that you just slide too much in the corners with low aero, so high aero is needed.
So the high speed will be a bit of a sacrifice here, having more of the corner stability, is that right?
Yeah, but if you have DRS, that's marginal. If not, we'll just have to wait and see what it's like in the race.
Yeah, I've heard from Luca Casale that the DRS is really unpredictable on the straights, as we saw last weekend on the tennis racing circuit, where people have spun on the final sector on the DRS straight because of the slight right-hand corner. Tell me, have you gotten these issues also on this track?
I haven't any issues with the DRS and sliding. It's been fine for me, so I think it's all good on this track.
Alright, Dan, we already have done some questions a little bit with Lucas, so I won't bother you anymore.
Can I bother you really quickly? I just really need to get your opinion on, would you rather have unlimited bacon, but no games? Or games, unlimited games, but no games?
Oh, you're asking the questions right here. So me as the commentator, I would probably go with the unlimited bacon, just because no games, but unlimited games, you know, it's a big part of this question, but like I would probably go with the unlimited bacon just for the breakfast, you get me?
Yeah, I understand why you would go for the unlimited bacon, but there is no games, obviously.
Understandable. Right then, I will wish you a good race. Hopefully you get back on the podium. Being 4th in the standings right now, you probably want to look for the top 3, maybe in the top 2. What are your thoughts? Do you think I can beat some of your rivals right now?
I mean, if I can beat them as much as I beat my wife, then I've certainly got a chance of being on the podium.
That is good to hear. Not the wife beating, but having a chance. So I will let you go now. Good luck for the race, and don't forget, enjoy it as well.
Thank you. Enjoy the commentary, Captain.
Can you bring Viggo Kettler? Ooh, as long as he's having a spin. Can you bring Viggo in here?
I can.
Thank you very much. That was Dan Johnson. Oh, fan favorite right now. He's now going out on track as well. That, as you see here. He is 4th right now in the standings for having finished 4th last race. Gotten overtaken just by overtaken by Shepard last race. So he just lost out the podium. And that was quite of a shock of a race last race. The first 4 people were all right together. It's not. As right now we're seeing a few issues here. I mean, Don John's just going out the pits and immediately into the wall, but it's just free practice, so teleporting back to the pits is still allowed, just not in qualifying. If you do in qualifying, the rule states if you teleport back to pits, you'll be disqualified for that session. Viggo is having issues joining us, so we gonna have a. Oh, I apologize. Viggo is right here. Hello, Viggo.
Hello.
Kettler, you are the championship leader right now. I've understood before in the week that you're not gonna race. Did you change your mind?
No. I'm not joining. But I'm here with the team. I'm looking around. I'm still studying. I got tests and shit, but still here.
So you're gonna be a mental support for the team.
Mostly Dan. He needs it.
I have understood Dan is a bit tired. We've seen his interview. He just was asking a few questions, a bit unrelated, but he still seems focused enough. Still doing a few mistakes here in practice. Tell me, how would you support your drivers here in this race? You probably will also lose your lead in the championship. How do you think will that impact you mentally?
Well, I'm just gonna make sure that I don't lose it, which means Luca needs to retire, which is my main point for being there. It's just, yeah, I'm making sure that he doesn't finish.
As I understood, you are part of the Rizzu racing team with Dan's teammate, but isn't BMR Rizzu's sister team?
You'd have to ask Dan. I'm not all too into the hierarchy here, but I know I'm gonna be in a voice chat with them. I know Luca is gonna wanna have the championship lead instead of me, and I know that I don't want that to be happening. So gonna make sure that that doesn't happen.
That is very understandable. Thank you so much, Viggo. Good luck for your teammates today. It's good. It's a fast race today. We're gonna hopefully not see any mistakes from your team. It would be really disappointing to see if maybe Dan fighting maybe for podium will slide out. We don't want that. Our fan favorite driver here.
Indeed.
So we.
Besides Luca, he can spin.
That's your opinion. I do not want to get into this situation here, but yes, I agree that you probably don't want your championship rival to overtake you in points. All right, Viggo, thank you so much. Can you go into Alpha Racing's team and tell Jeremy if he wants to come up here?
I will. Yep.
Thank you so much. Let's talk about Jeremy Good. He is right now first in the session with a 142.831 under the 143s, with Jack just behind 1500s. Both still on medium, so that was probably not a hot lap. What are we expecting here? Sometimes on practice we don't see the full quali pace yet in these cars, but maybe we see some race pace here. Maybe we can hop on board with one of the drivers who's gonna do a hot lap, so we can see just what a fast lap looks like in these cars. You see here? Ooh, Ethan! Careful there. That's not Ethan. I apologize. That's... Who is that? I've lost it. I saw, Who was that behind that? That was weird. I thought it was Ethan's lead, but it was not. I see Ethan here going for a lap now. On the super soft, so it's gonna be a hot lap. Looking for the 100, between the 150 meter board. Hard on the brakes between this is first chicane. Nice and tidy. Careful about the rears. You see Ethan there having a slide, very light slide there into turn 3. It's a fast corner. Careful about the track limits. I think he just went over there, but he probably won't give up. Probably go for that fast lap. The sweeping first sector. One mistake and you go out. Track that's touching the wall there as Ethan just did. Ooh, this curb's also a bit dangerous there, but too high with these Formula cars being very low. The floor just scraping there, losing all the grip. Now into the fast turn 13 as Ethan again touching the inside wall there. Probably not perfect. He must not be very happy here. Into turn 15 and 16. Careful with the track limits. I believe it's a curbs there, so we see all the tire space here. DRS wide open, as you won't see it. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Into the final sector, which goes all around 22. Oh, there's a bit of traffic there. So he just navigated around. Let me see if I can find why the DRS won't work. For me, it won't turn on. I don't understand why. Let me get this wheel out real quick, if anything will work. DRS is not unworking. That's a shame, so we don't see... Alright, let's see. Ethan Mills now starting his fast lap. Between the 150 meter boards, hard on the brakes. Into turn 1, into turn 2. Nice and tidy. This time was a bit better on the slide. Ooh, quite a bit wide. Shifted a bit early. Maybe didn't get the torque that he wanted. I have 50 board there. In the track limits. It does seem slow, but I think that's just the limit there. A bit further and you would go outside of the track limits. Into the fast sweeping sector 1. Which is 7, 8, 9 and 10. I don't believe he is a DRS zone, so we won't see any DRS. Into turn 13, what will we see? 50 meter boards. Oh, careful about the rears. As we heard about the setup, that the tires overheat, mostly the super soft, as Ethan is 3.5 tenths up to Jeremy. So this is right now a quick lap, a hot lap of Ethan. Now open, now the DRS wide open. Turn 20, which is here, which is still part of the straight. Full throttle, don't look. Into turn 23 here. Hard on the brakes on the 50 boards. Keeping it nice on the track limits. Turn 24 and 25. And there's again open. Into the final corner. Turn 27 is a 27 corners track. Being one of the fastest racetracks in the actual F1's calendar. But one of them has also a lot of corners. Seems about he did a tidy. Oh, as I said, he had a big slide. He lost 3 tenths to the sector 2. Can he do something with it into the with this lap? It's gonna be a. He just did a 1:42.851. Not quite beating Jeremy Good's time. Getting into third. 20 hundredths between these three drivers.
Hello, Luca.
Oh, hey, as we have Jeremy Good here, our session leader right now. Jeremy, tell us. You done your lap on the mediums, right?
Yes.
Can you explain why?
I have long ones driving, and I think the mediums is a good start tire.
So we're gonna see you starting on the mediums today.
Yes.
Are you having issues with the overheating on the super softs? As we see Ethan here done his fast lap, having a lot of sliding. Will the supers be the faster tires or the mediums?
I think mediums. It's a better tire. I think the mediums is better at the temperature, and the super softs are fast overheating. How you say?
Yes, that's quite understandable. The softer tires, the rubber really sticking to the track. It is being a counterclockwise track, as I said. The outside tire is really having their work put through here. Tell me, Jeremy, what is the setup looking like? We've heard from a few drivers that they're running a high setup, as the lowest drag setup is a bit oversteery. What'd you say?
My setup is built with more wing and better for the first sector and for the second sector, and I think with too low aero you have too much oversteer.
That's exactly what we heard from the other drivers. So
yeah.
Seeing this being a long straight track, you'd imagine people going for low downforce setup, but now we got a reason why high downforce. It's interesting to see as Powell trying to go for the fast lap, has spun it past around the final corner, as Ethan Mills has put his fast lap now in. Thank you, Jeremy, so much for joining me here in the commentary booth. If you want, you can choose a driver to ask if you want to join me up here.
Yeah, I can make. I looking at Lauren.
All right, so we're gonna have Lauren here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy the race. Good luck. And
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. The next driver we're gonna have is Lauren Zurka in here, Jeremy Goo's teammate in the Alpha Racing team. This was the Alpha Audi. With an Audi engine supplier, so we're gonna that's gonna be interesting to see. We got the British Motor Racing, which is running on Aston Martin, just as we have the Wazoo also running on Aston Martin engines. Then we got the Alpha Audi on Alpha Audi with Audi. Then the Euro Proton with their own engine supplier. Then we got also the Diablo Racing teams of Stefan Meyer and Pascal with a Ferrari engine. These being Ferrari Junior cars for the F1 teams. Then we got Maddie in the Force Teenager with their own engine supplier. I believe it's a Mercedes though. I'm not sure. As we have now here Lauren Zurka. Hello, Lauren. No, I apologize. It's Jack Werrell. 4th place right now in practice. Tell us. We've heard all the drivers saying now high hour setup. Are you gonna be an exception, or are you also joining them on the high hour setup?
I mean, I've tried both. I've tried both low and high downforce. Low downforce moves a lot more. It's a lot more aggressive. But for qualifying, I can get away with a bit less wing. But for the race now, we're running a high wing setup. There's no risks. It's my first night having missed Tunisia. So yeah, just looking to keep the car on the road and get to the end.
For me, I'm having issues here. What team are you racing for? Your livery is not loading. What team are you racing for?
No, Vanguard Autosport. We're solo entry tonight. We're trying to find a teammate and get somebody in the second car. So, yeah, it's just me tonight. So I've not really got any backup. I can't have anybody maybe pulling me into some DRS or anything like that. So it's going to be tricky. I'm really going to have to work for it tonight. And I think the livery was very much a last-ditch effort in getting the car out for Jeddah. So it was kind of a late call-up, but we're here. We're practicing well. We've got some good laps on the board and know a lot about the car now. So yeah, hoping for a good night.
All right. So I apologize for the stream. I do not have your livery loaded for some reason. That is a big disappointment. I've seen your livery. It's a nice blue. For next race, I will have that fixed, but for today, you'll be having a full white car. I apologize for that, but I'm gonna say thank you for joining me up here, and have a good race. Good luck.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers. As I believe that's all the drivers tonight for the. Ooh, careful Ethan there, holding your brakes. Nicely done. For the interviews, as we have 5 minutes left in the practice session, all the drivers having nearly done a lap, Maddie being the only one, and Luca also not having done a lap yet. So, these two drivers that still having to do a lap. We heard that the mediums might be actually better than the super soft just because of the overheating. So we're gonna see what in qualifying will be done. As Ethan, I've talked to him. He said he's nailed the setup spot on. As we see, he's being 1 second faster than Pascal. Powervine in the Euro Program being near 1 second faster. Power had being on the medium, so I believe Ethan maybe has nailed the setup with the overheating issues. So that is interesting to see. Setup wise also can maybe help with the overheating issues with the outside tires, so we're not burning a lot with the rear tires. Maybe make it a bit more steady, more tidy. It's a hit or miss with these setups. As you see, last race maybe having also issues with the setup. Maybe this time having it spot on. As Pascal, I've just jumped and that's a big spin out of turn. I believe that's turn 18, as he's gone back to the pits. Has he completely left? He has completely left. Probably having issues there. Right, Dan Johnson now, done a lap, starting his lap. 7th place here. Last time finishing 4th. Oh, careful there, Dan. Been a bit wide. Doesn't seem like it was a penalty though. That's interesting to say. Oh, he goes probably back to the pits. That lap probably getting invalidated out there in turn 2. Zurka also jumping back to the pits. So that's in. So we're gonna see here in the race if there's gonna be some aggressive lines or maybe some safe lines, maybe not avoiding the outside, so the track limits will be violated. It's Jamie Goof here going for his faster lap, P3 overall. P3 Jamie Good with 1 second slower than Ethan probably being happy to see that Jamie on the super soft did not get quite close to Ethan. But we still don't know. Jeremy told us he was doing some race pace before. Probably still doing race pace, seeing what maybe the car feels like on heavy fuel with super softs. So we can't quite be sure if these are already their hot laps, but we can imagine. We can only ask and imagine. As you see Lauren also as well on track again. The long, fast turn 13. The corner we should probably watch out for, as we saw Ethan having lost the rear there. That corner is heavy on the rear, as Peter Johnson also is joined in here. We have 12 drivers on the grid right now, so points will not be served to everyone, as in the last race it was served to everyone, as we didn't have enough drivers. We have Liam Shepard here in the Lamborghini racing car, having not the Martina, but the logo, probably because of the Alka advertisement. We have Dan right behind him, probably getting that slipstream, helping him. Ooh, and also a bit of a dirty air as he went straight through. Liam Shepard on an out lap still, 3 minutes 52 seconds. This is out lap, so we will not count this as a lap. Paul Vane spun first sector. That's sad to see. Maybe it was on a fast lap. Jeremy Goof again trying to go for a hot lap, being 5/10, half a second slow in sector 1, but then gaining it all in sector 2. Maybe we'll see him here, but no, it's probably not going to be as fast pace, as he is 3 minutes 22 up. Oh, that is a fast pace. Goes first in this session, a 141.7, the first driver to dip into the 141s. Oh, I apologize. That was Ethan. Ethan is still in the 141s. That switch was too unpredictable. Jeremy Goof getting closer, only 3 attempts behind Ethan now, who said his setup is very comfortable. As we hear his spin, that's probably that's low. And I don't know who it was. 3 drivers have spun on their own. As the session is now over. As you see, the positions are being Ethan Mills first, with the first driver and only driver to dip into the 141s. Jeremy Goof being second, being close to the 141, but still going for a lap, being 4 tenths down again. So that's we're gonna see what he is gonna do. Maybe bring that fast, but it's just practice session. We don't have to go for the hot laps yet. This is just to get used to the car, used to the track temperatures, track conditions. So this is all just for a helpful process. As Paul Vine is in third in the pits with a 142. Jack Bell with a 142.7. Lauren having a spinning with a 142.9. Liam Sharp with a 143, not getting in the 142s. Maddie also having a 143. Dan Johnson just behind Maddie with a 143. Stefan with a 143 4. And Pascal, who probably didn't do a lap yet, him having a 1 minute 20, being 1 minute 22 seconds behind Ethan. Peter Jones now on his outlap, but the session being over, this will not count. And also Luca Casale not doing a lap. So this is something probably Vigo has been talking about, seeing Luca Casale not doing a lap. It's really helpful for him for his championship battle. Being a racer that he won't join, sadly. Still being in the pit box, in the paddock though, so he can help his teammates here. His teammate Dan Johnson, which we hope to see back on the podium, having the shot there in the last race in Tunisia. Maybe having the shot here. Dan said he's a bit tired, so he won't have full full concentration, but anything counts. As we have Liam Shepard here and finishing his lap. As he goes third fastest with a 142.3, overtaking Paul Vine, and now he's gonna teleport back to pits. Peter Jones probably finishing his lap. Won't count as it's just his out lap, but when he crosses, practice will be over. We hop on board now with Peter. This being an out lap, maybe the tire temperature still being a bit low. Maybe needing a lap to warm them up, to work them onto this track. The Köhler Motorsport team, new entry for this season. As they also said, they're gonna for each win, the drivers get paid. Lasse being the second driver, saying that he would have joined if he had time, but sadly can't. It's now Peter flies back into the pits. The pit lane, there being a penalty if you cross the white line. So as you see Peter here having crossed the white line, won't probably do that in his race. That will cause a penalty. That's something we don't want. That's something the drivers don't want. If they're now going to have a 5-minute break between practice and qualifying. Yeah, so we will see you right back for qualifying. Hello everybody, and we're back for qualifying. It being now night qualifying, as we see from the nice beautiful night sky. It being a beautiful night out here in Saudi Arabia. We see a few drivers immediately go out for the fast lap. Track temperatures not being up to there yet. The rubber having not worked in there yet, but we will see what the drivers can manage to do with this fresh tires, with these fresh livery. I say they won't have an impact on the driving, but with the fresh track, with the fresh tires, everything fresh here. Night race, so the temperatures will drop as from practice. Probably that's why we see everyone out on super softs. We do see Palvine maybe warm up his tires. He's taking a normal racing lines, 50 board here, nice and tidy into turn 13, nice and clean. No problems, oh, clean. And you have Mehdi right behind, then Jack, then Shep Liam, who's going slowly, probably wanted to have a bit of a gap to his car ahead. Dan, then right behind, nice livery here, nice and green in the dark, nice glowy, nice and, not glowy, glossy. Peter Jones right behind, then Pascal, then Lauren. Oh, right behind of Pascal there, then Ethan and Seven only having a spin. Probably doesn't want to have any damage, so putting back to pits is not allowed in qualifying, so we get to see there what he does. Jeremy Good here, last to go out of the drivers, and Lucas Sale is still in the pits. We will see what his plan is, maybe going out later. So, yeah, now into the final corner as Powervine goes wide to take the better exit. Let's have an onboard lap with Powervine. Having last race gotten the pole position, but then having a terrible race into turn 1 in Tunisia, so let's see what he can do here. Between the 150, a bit earlier in the 100. Ooh, the rig just snaps loose and he spins it. Ooh, hold your brakes as Mehdi goes past. Hopefully not impeding Mehdi. That's a side spin from Power there. There being only 50 minutes in this session, not like half an hour in practice, so they have to do something quickly or nothing. Let's hop on with Mehdi, being here the first one to probably complete a lap. It's still saying out lap, but I don't believe that. That's probably the HUD having an issue. Taking all the speed that Mehdi can. Our French driver here. Going around turn 13, the famous corner here, which makes us kinda a narrow track to be on the mini-map as well. So, full throttle here. Turn 15, nice and tidy, not too close to the walls, sometimes someone would hope, but as close as you can. It's all down, the first airs zone here of the race. Yes, open, having to be careful not to, as to pass a teleporter for teleport, ooh, that's not something you want to see. Now into the final sector, turn 22, 23 and 24, 25, there's again wide open. Into the final corner, turn 27. Here there's a turn 26, a long left hand, and then into turn 27 just happened. Just break between 150 board. Close to the wall there. Don't do a max step on the exit. Ooh, had to lift a bit there to not do it. And final DS zone. Let's see what lap time, what the first lap time of the quali session will be. So it's a 142.2 benchmark lap. Let's see if anyone else is gonna beat it on their first lap. It's Liam Shepard also now running the final corner into the back straight. There's wide open, keeping it on the inside to do as less track as possible. It's gonna be a 141.2 though. Again, the first driver to go into the second driver to go into 141s this weekend. Being way faster than Ethan, who did a 141.7. So already we see the difference. Ethan probably having done a high fuel rate practice session. As we see here, Liam with low fuel, fresh tires to the 141.2. Liam Zucker being the next one to cross the line. As Jack teleports and also gets to the... Oh, he doesn't know the rule. He does not want tries to go out. Ooh, that's sad to see. As Soka going slower than Muddy. But tries again. Ethan 142.0, not managing to go into the 147s. Jeremy Goof being the next one to round to final corner. Running to find his first lap. Going on the inside just as much. Oh no, he's going into the pits. He's not completing his lap. Stephen then Stefan then being the next one to complete this lap. Final corner. Whoa, doesn't really go on the racing line. Probably takes it a bit safe. As I've said with the racing lines, you can have an aggressive line or just a safe line, not too much understeer or dangerous oversteer snaps. Stefan did not get a lap, probably get his lap deleted. Dan Johnson not having a lap either, probably also having to gone back to the pits, warming up his tires. You see he's short shifting, not to use as little fuel as possible, and probably also not to use the tires as much. So Liam Shepard being the only one who managed to get a clean lap in with a 141.2. Mehdi being right behind, 8 tenths behind, just 800ths of an 88 behind. That's a 142.0, I believe. And Ethan also a 142.0, just behind Mehdi, being 2,000 slower. Ethan saying he was comfortable in this session. We see Ethan here doing his fast race lap. Rounding the final corner, being in fast in sector 1, lost it a bit into sector 2. Let's see what he can manage to bring back in sector 3. Keeping on the inside there to use as little road as possible, and now on the outside. That's a 141.9, beating Mehdi, but still being quite far away from Liam. Stan now completes his lap, but that was his out lap, being a 4-minute lap time. Let's have a on board with Dan here. His first fast lap, let's have it on board. Turn 1 and 2 was pretty clean into turn 3, 50 board. Not too close to the wall. Ooh, that's a track violation there. That will not count. Pretty sad to see. Let's see Stefan Rimmer running a final corner, maybe starting his lap or doing now his fast lap. It looks like he's gonna start it now, not going on the inside there. I'm sorry, that was a 141.45.1. 5th place right now, provisional 5th. Liam Shepard on provisional pole right now. As Mehdi goes for a 141.9, not as fast as Ethan, but already dipping into the 141s. Provisional 3rd. Liam Shepard also flying, maybe going for a faster lap time. That was already a huge improvement there from practice. Maybe, as we heard, with the overheating, this colder track really sticking with the tires, really helping the drivers. Around this Corniche track is fastest track in the calendar, with an average speed of around 200 k's with F2 car. So yeah. This is a really fast track, few sharp corners, but still an average speed, high average speed. So we have also the DRS open. We've seen the last race, the issues this race. We've not seen it yet, which I believe people have fixed it. Power Vine going a bit slow. Liam Shepard going wide to let Power through. Maybe thinking, what is he doing? So now he shoots through, as we see in Alpha Racing. I believe that's Jeremy. No, that's not Jeremy. That is Liam. I'm sorry, Lauren. He's gonna complete his lap. Now there's a start of his lap now into turn 1. Looks like clean turn 1 and turn 2. Oh, just fighting the track limits there, going all the way over the edge. Not over, but on it. Just taking all the track that he can. Turn 3. Nice and tidy. Turn 4 also fast. Now comes his fast cycle 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10. Maybe a bit of lifting here, but just don't want to go too wide, having as much throttle input as well to turn the rear with your car as possible. As Peter Jones does a 141.4 and then spins it just to show off, I guess. Let's hop back into with Lauren being 5 tenths down sector 1. Dan Johnson teleporting, probably getting damaged, not doing a lap, so that's disappointment for the Brazil racing car. That's the only Brazil racing car today out on track, as we heard from Vigor not driving. Lauren here being 5 tenths down. Let's see what he can do in sector 2. Sector 2 about to end here before the breaking point. Here is a line. That's what the Delta says. They're not showing up, but 119.8 right now is lost another 10th there. He's now over a second slower. That probably still improving on his lap though, being 2 seconds slower than Liam. As you see, Jeremy Goof here on mediums and being 4/10 down. Maybe Jeremy Goof was right, the medium being the faster tire than super softs. It just depends if you can work them up. Oh no, as it's not showing right now, being 8/10 slower in sector 1, that's not something you want to see. Paul Vane doing a 1:43.5 on the super softs. Ooh, there's a car spun there, that's Lauren. As we saw his hot lap. Not quite managing, so you gotta limp it back to the pits. Don't teleport it, that's a disqualification. As Liam Shepard goes fast again, 140.3. He's flying, being 1 second faster than Peter Jones. Liam really has figured out this setup. The track probably has gotten the most practice out of them all in the Lamborghini here. As we see, Liam in the last race also having a faster spot. I believe he was in the last race, but in the last season he had good race pace, but always lost it with hot-headedness. As he's cutting corners, probably not having to cut corners to have enough fuel for another lap. As we see an incident between Lawrence Ock and Paul Vine, the rear wing being completely messed up. Let's see if Paul can bring it back to the pits. Ooh, seeing no rear grip with a wing like that, I wouldn't believe to have some. Impressive to see that it's still stuck to it. Oh yeah, that's an oversteery car. Let's see. I hope we can bring it back, not being a burden to other drivers as well. Luca Casale now finally on track. Let's have an on board with him. Being second in the standings right now, looking to get the championship lead here. We really have to see the starting position. Really tells you your finishing position just in a 17 lap race. So it's just probably going to be a one stop. So strategy is going to play a bit with our undercuts or maybe having longer stops, later stops. I apologize. Longer stops don't exist in Formula racing. Let's see what Luca can do. Maybe get a pole, maybe get close, as Paul's still having issues, as he's right there on track. Careful. Luckily it was on the outside. But Luca here looking to get the championship lead. Dan sadly couldn't look for that second or podium place on the championship positions. Right, so let's hop on. Oh, Luca Casale jumping into the pits, not even doing his lap. He has to do it soon. There's only 2 minutes left in the session. That's a weird jump from him. Maybe he wants to give him a bit of a challenge and go start from last. But Liam Shepard into the pits, probably being relaxed that his lap time is 1 second faster than P2. Let's see if Peter can do anything about that. That's because we do want to see maybe a battle for the lead, as we had in the last race. That was a 4-way battle between Vigo, Luca, Dan, and I believe there was Liam also in the battle. If I check correctly, let me go back to. It was Liam, yes. Liam getting the 3rd place last race, as he now is in pole. Peter starting his lap. Oh, a bit of a lockup into turn 1. You don't want any flat spots here. The bouncing can really make the car unpredictable. As he breaks as he interrupts his lap, he's gonna teleport. Ethan also teleported with 1 minute left in the session. You cannot go for another lap. Ethan teleported, so disqualified for the session. Medi may be getting the first. This is right now the best position Medi is in right now in qualifying, 4th. Last time having qualified near the back with some issues. Maybe this time we can have some redemption arc from this Force Tunisia car. Medi having first season here, the French driver. Jeremy Goof having won a few races, having won a race in last season F2. We're even nearly getting into the championship battle between me and Lasse. Who's Lasse having won the championship, not being able to race, and me being the commentator now. So Jeremy is the only run from last season, one of the top drivers to still drive an F2. So let's see if maybe this championship battle between Jeremy also will go on. And Jeremy also now starts 10 seconds before the end of his lap. Stefan has a mistake that he probably can't do another lap. There he is, sector 1, between turn 2 and 3. As a checker flag now comes out. Final lap for everyone. Can anyone complete a lap? Maybe get that 3rd place or even better? Ethan Mills being happy with the 3rd place as well here right now. But we're going to see if he keeps that as well. Ooh, is there... That was Jeremy going really aggressive. No, I apologize. That was Lauren going aggressive. And, ooh, also off the track. I don't know where this is. The camera angle... This being, sector 2, I believe. No, sector 1. And the fast sector, sector 1. Maddie here not improving. Jeremy. We don't know if he's improving yet. It's not showing up. Lauren on his fast lap. Having this stairs, slipstream. But having that spin will not improve. Paul also not improving. And Luca Casale out on his outlap, probably won't do anything. We'll probably start from last, which is a bummer because we know he has the potential, he has the pace to maybe get on that top position. I don't believe this is his fast lap, but seeing as he's flying, we're gonna see what he gets maybe here. Maybe this is his hot lap, being very close to the wall there. Whoa! That was millimeters between the tire and the wall. Going the inside. Let's see what time he gets. He does he gets 3rd position with a 1:41.4. 1 second slower than Liam Shepard though. Liam being quite happy with his place. Jeremy Goof going 4th place with a 1:41. I believe there's a 1:41.6. Just 3 times behind Luca Casale, so we're gonna have a battle here, maybe for 3rd, with Liam Shepard being comfortably in 1st, having a Max Verstappen type race, Zuka going into the pits and Stefan going into the pits, so this is gonna be our starting positions for today's race. Liam getting 1st position, getting the pole position. Peter Jones getting 2nd, Luca Casale starting in 3rd. Jeremy Good starting in 4th, Ethan Martz in 5th, Maddie 6th, Lauren 7th, Powers 8th, Stefan 9th, Dan 10th with a disappointing qualifying, and Pascal not having done a lap with Ivar, I believe he's gonna start in 11th. In 12th, because Jack is starting 11th, who hasn't... these two have accidentally teleported, not having done a lap, so... It's going to be 12 drivers, and these are going to be the starting positions. We here are the safety cars, so we are not going to drive. And camera cars. So, Liam here, comfortably sitting in 1st, in pole position. With nearly a second, 900ths and 77. You can round it up to a second, that's a hair of a difference. Luca Casale being just behind Peter, just missing Peter's 2nd place. Jeremy Goof being 3/10 slower than Casale. Ethan being 2/10 slower than Jeremy. Maddie being just 6/10 slower than 600 slower than Ethan. Lauren then having a 7/10 gap. Paul Vine having a 100th difference between Lauren and Paul. Stefan then being a 2nd behind, and then Dan, who hasn't done his couldn't complete a proper lap. We're gonna have a 5-minute break, and then I will see you in the race. Get hyped, and I hope to see you there. So we're preparing for the race now. Everyone's now out on the grid. Liam Shepherd here opposed to her. Everyone still hasn't decided, has just gone. Let's see what the tire decision will be. So we're gonna have here an interesting situation, as we heard from Jeremy here, that he will start on the mediums, saying that the mediums will probably be the better tire for the race start with the overheating issues, but Liam Shepherd not having to change the tire set, or maybe having decided to go on the super softs with the Curler Motorsport on the mediums, right behind them. Luke Exile and the BMR with the mediums. Jeremy, as we heard, also mediums. Ethan super softs, Maddie on the mediums, Lauren on the supers, Paul on the supers, Stephen on the supers, Dan on the supers, so we're gonna have Jackie also on the supers. My bad, I just stumbled on his name. Jack Vera on the supers, Pascal on the supers, and yeah, that rounds up the grid. So Harry and Jeremy saying the mediums will be better. Not seeing a lot of cars on the mediums. But now I'm gonna stop the music as as we're closing in on the race start. 40 seconds to go. It's gonna be an interesting start. Turn 1 being a hard-braking zone, being also a chicane, so the inside will not always have the upper hand or the advantage. So, and yeah, it's gonna be an interesting race to see. We see a few cars here also being set up a bit, looking to the right here. Oh, as the camera here is a bit janky. We see the inside of, I believe that is the BMR car. As the camera is not having a fun time. That's what's happening. There we go. As you see the race start now, Liam Shepherd. Liam Shepherd going into turn 1, having a... Oh, no, he's having a bad start. He's going out of turn 1. Peter taking the lead. Everything is going away. Everything is breaking. As everything is unloading. Peter Jones getting the lead. Luca Casale in second. Oh, careful there. Ethan Mars going side by side with Jeremy Goof. Yeah, Jeremy Goof getting that start on the medium tires. Oh, there's a bit of contact there between Jeremy Goof and Ethan Mills. Ethan going behind. Dan Johnson losing the position on Jack. And Liam Shepherd going straight turn 1. Oh, where's Pascal lost it there, maybe overheating the tires, and Dan also having lost it. Ooh, not a good race for a few drives. Pascal and Paul and Maddie going side by side to turn 13. Ooh, nice overtake from Maddie. Or maybe it was a defending move, I can't tell yet. Jack and Stefan also be having a battle. Peter Jones maybe saying thank you very much to Liam Shepherd having lost that turn 1. Ethan might as well 5-second penalty for corner cutting, probably getting pushed already 2 times, as that's how many cut wings you're allowed to have before a penalty. As you see, Luca Casale is on board in the slipstream. Lap 1 there. It's interesting to see Luca Casale getting a massive start there. Jumping from 3rd to 2nd. And already being in the slipstream of Peter Jones. Yes, being activated in lap 2. Ooh, I'm gonna take a break here. My jaw is starting to hurt from screaming here. Jeremy Goof also getting an overtake done on Ethan Miles. They're going side by side. Oh, Luca Casale also trying to have the move here. There's a bit of push here. 4 cars, 5 cars. Oh, 6-way battle for 3rd place. What a battle. Luca Casale also in the slipstream into turn 1. Is he gonna have a move? He's gonna have a look down the inside. He's gonna stay. Oh, leg break here by Luca Casale. Cutting the corner side by side. Oh, he's not make the corner, but it's definitely a cut warning. He cannot risk more. He's still right on his gearbox. Side by side into turn 3. It's got in a position there. Luca Casale goes into 1st place, getting that overtake done. What a battle here. Luca Casale cannot risk any more cutting penalties. As Jeremy Goof getting a 5-second penalty. Ethan Mars running away from Jeremy. The position now starting to go wider, to expand. We see here a battle for 5th between Zerka, Medi, and Jack. 3 white maybe, no, but Medi goes down here on turn 13. Nicely done. Later braking, getting the grip advantage. As I believe, yeah, Medi being on the mediums, having that not that overheating problem. And so Jack also on the rear of Lauren Zolka. Oh, what a race start. That was unbelievable. We had a replay. I would definitely CSS. Dan's retiring. Dan is retiring. He has a massive mistake and he's retiring from the race. Liam Shepard also is not far. Pascal is still driving behind Dan, but won't be for long as Dan retired around here. There we go. Luca Casale now having a comfortable lead in first, only having a 6-second gap from Peter. Luca Casale really hoping to gain on this, having getting the championship lead from this. Ethan Miles, I've seen on his streaming, his end, his title being we might win this, as actually being a chance here. The Supersoft, but we see though the Supersoft not being the better tire, as Maddie getting a drive for DS usage without being able to use it. As Luca Casale goes to the fence. Oh no, there's been an incident. Peter Jones missing his braking point. Oh, that's not something Luca Casale wants. His rear end being massively broken. Vigo is probably being very happy now in the VC, as this is now a chance for Ethan. Wow, this open up really for Ethan here. It's now Peter Jones having a lot of front wing damage, and Lucas, as you see from his rear wing being completely broken. Ethan Miles saying thank you very much for the incident. Jeremy Goof also signs back down a little. Mehdi taking his drive through side because he had a good race start, fighting for that 4th place position here. It's not Jeremy. Oh, that's Ethan. Ethan's in the wall. Ethan has spun it as a full course yellow now. A full course yellow working like when the timer hits 0, everyone needs to go down to 80 miles an hour, 80 kmh as Ethan Ma teleported. That's sad to see. Another BMR car not being happy. Let's see if Luca Casale maybe can take this chance, repair his damage, maybe work up his places again. Liam Shepard also saying thank you very much for this, as he lost his position at the start of the race. But sad to see. Ethan was hoping, Ethan was happy about the setup. Ethan, after in the stream, saying that he was happy with, maybe was hoping to see a race win. Here, getting the chance, but then spinning to lap 3. Oh, what a race it is. What a race that just unfolded. Wow. Now we can have a little breather here for the full course yellow. As every car has to keep this 80s kmh, as you see next to the FCY sign. This basically being a virtual safety car situation. Full course yellow is about to end. When the timer hits 0, everyone goes back to racing. Said that Luca cannot make it back to the pits, so he has to do his pit stop probably now. Pascal getting a penalty for speeding in under the full course yellow. That's not good to see, but him being Audi down the order won't help his position. Oh, Luca Casale had gotten a mega start, being Audi 1.5 seconds ahead of Peter. Doesn't look like Luca's having issues. Let's see his onboard if he's having maybe oversteer issues. Doesn't look like it. Maybe the incident looks heavier on the replay camera than it does for us, as Peter jumps into the pit lane probably for the damage. Jeremy Goof saying thank you very much and getting that 2nd place, as now we have a Audi 2nd and 3rd podium. Luca Casale here, a bit of a lockup. The damage, the damage showing itself now. That's not nice to see. He's on a medium, so he's looking to get a longer stint here. With that damage, won't be happy, but maybe that damage will get fixed as faster than his tire change. So when he goes back into the pits, he can fix it and not lose any time. It's Paul also getting now Peter now going out the pits in P7. Having to overtake a few cars. The grid is starting to open up a little. Oh, did Luca have a mistake there? Because Jeremy just gained a lot of time. Jeremy saying thank you. He doesn't have any damage. We're gonna see a battle here. Luca Casale having to work with the damage as well. Jack Rebel and Liam Shepard also having here a bit of a squirm. Liam Shepard overtaking Jack here, as Liam wants to get his positions back. After that Lewis Hamilton moment where he locked his brakes and went straight. Didn't get the race start he wanted, losing only 4 positions. Ooh, Jeremy going wide. Jeremy, as we say, already has a penalty. Now he's a 10-second penalty already. Jeremy Good not being happy with this penalty system, as we saw also in the last race. He just doesn't like the track limits as much. As he scores, of course, for the overtake, maybe. He stays behind, maybe looking for an outside move. Lucas had great defending into the final corner. Lucas Casale keeping the position, as we now see again. Jeremy Good opening his DRS. Let's have an onboard, maybe an overtake on first place. Lucas Casale defending the inside line. Jeremy Good going for the outside. Pascal teleporting, so getting disqualified. Oh, late braking by both of them. Great defending by Lucas Casale, even with his damage. You see a bit of oversteer here from his car. Oh, nice defending that we've seen. Now the cars have spread a little, except for Jeremy and also Jack and Liam. Jack and Liam, I apologize. Jack having that DRS, using it now, maybe for turn 1. Jeremy also creeping into Luca Casale. This being the first sector. Oh, Luca Casale going wide, giving him the position. Considering the position, but will Luca Casale do something? Keep in mind that Jeremy Goose has already a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Maybe the rear damage of Luca Casale might help him on the straight lane speed, but as you heard, high aero is the setup people want. With a rear wing damage, oh, we see him oversteering everywhere. Luca Casale having the DRS. Let's see if it works with that broken rear wing. Don't see it opening. I think it's open now. I believe it is. It's still working somehow with that tilted rear wing. Jeremy Goof now has to find a way. Oh, Luca Casale going very wide there. Not very happy, having to slow down not to get a penalty. Which might be a better chance. Luca Casale still being in provisional first here with Jeremy Goose penalties. Mehdi also creeping into Stefan. Stefan maybe having done a mistake here. In the first part of lap 5. DRS now being available for Mehdi. As Luca Casale has spun under the braking zone. Luca Casale really has to look maybe for a pit stop now. His car is really undrivable. Yeah, he's now looking for that pit stop. Pit line. As Mehdi here now right up Stefan's rear end. Wow. My voice being already done with that race. Lauren also teleporting. We have already 4 DNFs now. 1 DSQ and 3 DNS. If Mehdi goes down the inside, turn 1, lap 6. Nice overtake, nicely done, up to 3rd place. His first podium he's seeing in this season. 2nd race. He's still a rookie here. Maybe he can get something here. Maybe get a spot in F1 next season, as it works here. Lauren Zoka getting a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Jack Well also going his fastest for his personal fastest lap of 1:44. So Jeremy Good here being very happy, not having first yet, but he only having a 10-second penalty, which he is gaining a lot of time on Lauren, who is only 7 seconds behind, still in provisionals first. Mehdi being 7 seconds behind has to maybe look for what strategy they're gonna do. Zoka being on the super softs, maybe having his pit stop soon. Luca Casale has pitted, so let's see what maybe he can gain the 7 seconds that he's lost to Jeremy Good on the super softs. Now let's see if he can get the upper hand here. Maybe having that race pace. I've read a bit of information. Luca Casale could not just managed to join in qualifying because he had stuff to do outside of the session. But he just managed to join qualifying and managed to P3. Having a good race, sadly getting nearly taken out by Peter Jones, who is in 6th right now. Having a way better race than Luca Casale, which this would definitely be a penalty on his side. No doubting that. Lauren now disqualified. Lauren disqualified again. I think Lauren doesn't understand that now it's in the pits. So Lauren losing his second, right, Lauren was in 2nd place, now losing 2nd place. Oh, Stefan also on the podium. Wow, what is happening here? We have so many disqualification DNFs. This race is unfolding crazy. It's 7 laps in, 10 laps to go. Peter Jones in the pit lane, probably taking the drive-through penalty, which he has gotten for speeding. Jeremy Good, another 5-second penalty for corner cutting. 15 seconds now added. Jeremy Good still running away, nearly having a 15-second gap to P2. Smetty is kind of catching up a little. Still being under those 50 seconds, which he wants to be, to get that 1st place. Mehdi here fighting for 1st, if you don't believe it. Jeremy Goof already being in 2nd sector. Mehdi just starting his 2nd sector. Stefan being 6 seconds back. Paul right behind Stefan, maybe looking to get a podium position. I believe Paul having a penalty here in the Euro Poland car. Stefan in the Diavolo Corsa with the Ferrari engine. Let's see which setup is more adapted. It's the DRS zone. It's about to start, and now Paul opening his DRS. Maybe we're gonna have a look around the outside. Is he gonna have to move down before the corner? Yes, he does. Careful that as we see Stefan missing his braking point, nearly doing a stroll there, going into the wall. Keeps it out. Oh, nearly losing it as well. Liam just being happy that the cars ahead are just squirming around. Jack just keeping up with Liam as well. Just being a debut race for Jack, as he couldn't join in Tunisia last weekend. Last race weekend, as Luke Exciting now has a penalty as well. Closing up on Powell, the person who gave him the damage in the first place. Oh, everyone is pushing right now, pushing the limits. Sometimes even too hard to see all the penalties going around. BMR maybe looking to get his first race win here. Doesn't look as Paul flying into the pit. Peter, I apologize. Peter going into the pits as well. Lucas started getting the position on Peter. Up into 7th. Now each car will get points, so it now depends on who gets the most points, as Jeremy Goof looking for his first race win here of the season after disappointing last race where he got over 30 seconds of penalties for just corner cutting, which will probably be a repeat of last race here, seeing he's already got a 15-second penalty. Maybe having kept it clean though, not having any penalties yet. In his first Tunisia, being maybe the first race win for first Tunisia. A little fun fact: 2 seasons ago in F1, Dan Johnson did his debut in this car, being a reserve driver for because Ethan Miles couldn't join, and getting also the first points for the team. So Maddie might be the first driver to get the first win for the team. It's now the gap stuff again opened up a little. Steven still on the super softs. Luca Casale having switched onto the supers. That's what the strategy wise will be here. Luca Casale being more than 20 seconds behind Jeremy. He's gonna have to push, edge his way closer to Jeremy, maybe get the position on Jeremy, knowing that Luca Casale maybe has a chance. Yeah, this is a hot race. The track temperatures maybe not helping with the tires, as we see the lockup of Peter going into the back of Luca Casale, lap 3. Fastest lap here for Liam Shepard, 1:42.753. Liam Shepard, Liam Shepard wanting to have his lead back, maybe the position that he's lost. Now be Jack also getting his position back. I missed that, I apologize. Liam Shepard though having the pace advantage, maybe this battle here might go maybe into 3rd place, who knows. As Medi gaining, I apologize, he's not gaining, he's still staying between the 14-second mark behind Jeremy, just still in 1st place here. The French driver of Medi, Paul here, our German Euro Proton driver. Stefan here in the Italian Diablo Corsa, who is just managed by the server owner Timo Nathaniel. So Timo might be happy to see that his car could get a podium here. As Jaguar with the new Vanghal team, I apologize for not having the livery. It's a blue livery similar to the Euro Proton livery. As they've catched to Stefan here. Timo in the pit box probably not happy that his car not getting the advantage that he wants to. Now Liam with the DS wide open into the final corner. Maybe getting the exit here that he wants for turn 1. Oh, Stefan got in a slow corner, probably going to the pits here. His super soft tires are all used up. All used up. It's Jack now goes up to 4th place and Liam up to 5th. As Medi has gained 4 tenths on Jeremy. He's keeping it safe here, not pushing too hard, not going over the track limits, because any penalty now might mean him losing his 1st place, as Luca Casale also edging his way closer to Liam Shepard and Jack Well here this battle. Luca Casale maybe being happy that these 2 cars here are battling. yeah, so this is already lap 10, 7 laps to go. We're closing in on the end of the race. Liam Shepherd wanting to get that position back, his positions back, which he started on pole position and dropped down to 5th. Must not be happy with all the pressure that he got, all the cars behind him. So yeah, we're gonna see what he maybe can do here with 7 laps remaining. Jeremy just keeping a nice 14-second gap. His pit stop closing in as well with a lot of these drivers. We're gonna see how many laps we wanna do on the supers, as we heard from Jeremy Goof in the practice session, that the mediums just being the better tire, just because of the heating issue. As Luca Casale spinning, he's probably pushed too hard into the out of turn 19. Luca Casale now also leaving the session. That's Viggo being very happy, maybe keeping his lead in the championship. His rival here having left. All his rivals, to be honest. Last race it was a Viggo, Luca, Liam and Dan finish. Viggo not racing. Luca Casale now having left. Liam being in 5th, so I don't think he will get the lead, the lead of the championship. And Dan also who has left. So Viggo here in the pit box celebrating probably that he's keeping his championship lead. That's amazing to see. Liam Shepherd also not getting the upper hand on Jack. Well, probably dirty affecting here. Just because they have more downforce setup doesn't mean that the dirtier won't affect as much. As we also know, the higher arrow, the bigger the vortexes from the rear wing will be. The bigger the dirtier. So yeah, we're gonna have to see here what the driver of Liam Shepherd in the Lamborghini car can do. 6 laps to go. Jeremy Goose now being outside of the 15-second gap between Mehdi, so Mehdi maybe having to push a little again. Maybe had a little mistake here, having lost a second. But also Jeremy Goose not giving up, doing a 1:43.1, which is one of the faster lap times. That's what Mehdi does for a lap time. Mehdi doing a 1:43.6, being 5/10 slower there. As Jack and Liam Shepherd going side by side. Liam trying to go running outside of the final corner. Liam Shepherd using the DS just too early and getting the penalty of a drive-through penalty. So even if he gets a position now down here. Oh, Peter in the wall. Peter Jones is in the wall. Another DNF. We have 5 DNFs now. 6 with Zorka's disqualification. 6 drivers left in the race. Liam Shepherd also giving better position to Jack, but I think also the drive-through. So this battle is basically over. Jack can now calm down. It doesn't matter if he gives up the position. Yeah, it's interesting to see. Maybe after the race we can interview some of these drivers. Liam Shepherd also getting now a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. These drivers not getting along with the track limits, as we've seen also in Tunisia. Just all the penalties. But all these penalties will not be applied until after the race, where the stewards will have a look for every penalty and see if they're justified, or maybe they can get rid of them. And then we're gonna have the end results in 2 days, where all the penalties have been calculated, and then we're gonna have the full end results. If Mehdi now again going under the 15 seconds, as this battle here for first is still going on. Jeremy's still staying out. I've heard the undercut on this track is really strong, so let's see if any of these drivers might think of the undercut. As Liam Shepherd also has now given up fighting Jack, knowing that his drive-through penalty and his 5-second penalty will affect his race position. He just has to look that Stefan behind won't get that penalty, which Tim on the pit lane might not be very happy, seeing that his driver went from 4th to 6th. But still being happy that one of his drivers, the other one having retired, will get points. The Alpha Racing team also not being particularly happy. Could have gotten a 1-2 here with Lauren, slightly getting that disqualification for not getting his drive-through penalty. Liam Shepard taking his drive-through penalty. Yeah, touching the line there. Gotta see if that's maybe a penalty after the race, but we will see. Not saying anything yet, but Liam Shepard coming out in 5th. So his race is basically at this point. It's Maddie now catching up again, going 13. Now they're having a 13 gap to Jeremy Good. Still no pit stops done. We're gonna see maybe if Maddie gets a penalty, Paul also will go for that second place. As we see also Paul pushing here a little, edging the times down, going from 5 seconds gap to now 4.7. Yes, Jeremy now comes into the pit lane. Let's see where Mehdi comes out if he doesn't follow in. I believe he is gonna follow in. No, he's not. So Jeremy Good going for that undercut here. I'm sorry, Mehdi going for the overcut here. I said the undercut is overpowered. That was last season. I believe this season will be the same, as the cars regulations still are the same. Paul also going now into second. Jeremy Good now coming out of the pit lane. Let's see where Jack comes out of. Where he comes around from Jack. Jack will not be close, but Jack did a 1:42.8. I believe that's close to fastest race lap, but Liam still holding on that one, so that extra point is going to Liam right now. Maddie here now having the lead on Paul and Jeremy, but Jeremy having done his pit stop, so we're gonna see the undercut, how strong it is, or maybe even if it's weaker. Maddie probably thinking to pitting soon, but I don't think he's having issues with the tires, keeping the pace nice and tidy. Paul also seem to having any issues. Jeremy having a few slides in the beginning laps, and also those battles might have overheated his tires a little. But we see Jeremy now doing the most laps on the supers as the others, as Ukasale would have, but not being in the session anymore. Yeah, everyone else is on the mediums, but except of Jeremy, so all these drivers still having to do a pit stop. We're gonna see Paul also getting closer to Mehdi, getting a second now, nearly in a lap. The striking distance. Oh, as Mehdi jumps into the pit lane, I think that's crossing the pit lane. As Mehdi now goes to the pit lane, Paul goes into provisional first. Jeremy now overtaking Mehdi as well, having that 14-second gap from before. Let's see how strong the overcut is. As Mehdi now having a tire change, coming out the pit lane now. Jeremy is still going out. Gonna see the gap. Jackwell also now getting the position on Mehdi, but still having to pit. So we have Paul who still has to pit, Jack who has to pit, Liam who still has to pit, and Stefan who still has to pit. As Liam goes to 1:42.6. I believe that's the fastest lap right now. As you see, Jeremy Good like really close to Paul already, but that's not his battle right now, as Paul still has to pit with two laps till the end. As there's still plenty of action that can happen. As now if we count together with 3 seconds from Good plus 7.5 seconds from Jack, that's 10 seconds, around 10 seconds. So Mehdi has lost 19 seconds to... Oh, I'm sorry. 17 seconds to Good, because those 2 seconds won't count. It's about like 17 seconds gap between Mehdi and Jeremy. So Jeremy got in the undercut, has gotten 2 seconds, it's gotten a 2-second gap. So if Mehdi wants to see that race win, he's gotta push now to get the 15 seconds. Under those 15 seconds. But I'm not sure, as last race we saw Viggo also getting a 15-second penalty. 5-second penalty, I'm sorry. But getting that deleted, so we don't know if it will be a 15-second penalty between Jeremy and Mehdi. As Jack here, Paul still staying out, and Jack also staying out. Probably probably, if they don't pit now, they're gonna get disqualified because there has to be a tire change for the race. Powell knows this well. Jack hopefully has read the rules that says it, that there's one mandatory pit stop. Stefan also going for the long move, and Liam also. So I believe the drivers don't like the super soft. Just really don't like us. Liam going for 142.4 again, fastest lap. Liam really flying here around this track. Sad to see that he's got that mistake from lap 1. He always would have been leading comfortably now. So we're gonna see if Paul here also is gonna take his pit stop now. If he doesn't, that's gonna be disqualification from his end, as he's gotten disqualified last race for not using that halo in qualifying, which might have been a mistake probably from a pre-setup that he's done for practice and forgotten to turn it on. He doesn't want to get disqualified again, because those are juicy points that we could completely lose. A disqualification will not give him any points. I believe Luca Casale, Peter Jones will get points as they've crossed the 75% marker. As Liam Shepard has spun. Liam Shepard has spun in the second sector. It looks like he's lost the car going out of turn 16. Oh no, he has turn 16. Turn 13. As Power now going right in final corner. Is he gonna use his stop? Yes, yeah. No, he's not. He is not. This is shocking to see. What is Power doing? Is he not gonna get disqualified for not doing his mandatory pit stop? Jack neither. Have we missed a pit stop from these before? Have I missed it? I don't believe I did. I don't believe I missed a pit stop, but I'm not sure. I might have commentated. I might have missed a race start because there was just too much going on. Liam Shepard again losing it. Stefan closing in now. Is he gonna come for that third place? Is he gonna get that? So it's on the final lap now. Paul Vane with a 6-second gap from Jeremy, who, if I think, got maybe pitted late, but I don't remember Paul starting on the super softs. Maybe he has done it, maybe he has started on the super softs, wanting to get the tire out of the way immediately and then going to the mediums. Jack as well. If that's the case, Jack getting on his debut podium, and Paul first Euro Prodom win of the season might be coming on here. We know if Paul gets disqualified, Jeremy will get that first place, but oh, Jeremy having rear wing damage. Must have missed a mistake from him. As Jack, Jack is close in 3 seconds. If Jeremy does a mistake now, that's gonna be a second place for Jack, as we see him here now coming into the camera. Oh, Jeremy losing a lot of time. He has to be careful not to lose it here in the final corner. I don't know how bad the damage is, but it looks like it's a lot, with that rear wing just not looking straight at all. But Jeremy just keeping it tidy for the final corner. Power Rain wins the race here in Jeddah. Nicely done with a 8-second gap. Jeremy Good coming into second, and oh, Jeremy Good getting a 15-second right. I forgot about the penalty. So Jack getting the third place. Maddie getting the third place because of Jeremy's penalty. Liam Shepard now running the final corner, not getting in the 15-second penalty zone of Jeremy, so he's gonna stay in 5th. Ooh, touching the wall there. Little loft tap there. And Stefan also running the final corner, so this was a race and a half. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Ooh, someone stopped there. Jeremy does have to bring it. Jeremy has to bring it back to the pits. He's gonna get another 5-second penalty as Liam now crosses the finish line in 5th. Stefan now going in 6th. And this is going to be a race positions. Paul Vane being a race winner here around the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Jeremy Good getting second. We're going to add the 15 seconds to it, as he's now started to drive again. Jack getting that deserved second place as far as I know. Maddie getting third after an amazing race. Liam having a slightly bad race, still getting 5th from this. And Stefan 6th. As everyone's reversing. Normally the rule says you have to bring it back to the pits. As Maddie here doing donuts, I believe, or maybe a spun. As long as it's not a danger, he will not get a penalty. But yeah, wow, that was a race and a half. We're gonna see if we maybe get a few drivers for a interview here. It's hello, who do we have here?
You've got Jack with you, I believe. Obviously, I know Jeremy had the 15-second penalty. I'm hearing that Paul, bearing in mind he won on the road, he ignored the 2 different tyre compound rules. So I think I might have inherited the win on debut.
But I did see Paul not having to pit, so wow, Jack, debut, getting a bad qualifying, teleporting in the pits, not having it done his lap yet. What happened there in qualifying? Can you explain?
Yeah, so heading through sector 2 through a really quick section. I'm not sure who it was that spun in front of me. It's 100% my fault as much as theirs. They made a small mistake and they nudged the wall, which bounced them back into me, and it had blown my engine, so I couldn't carry on. So I had to teleport back to the pits. I knew it was the rule, but I didn't know whether there was any sort of exception with that. So I tried to get out again. It didn't work, but I thought, you know what, start at the back, work on the strategy, and make it play it into our hands. And yeah, I made a small mistake at the start of the race, but since then we just kept our head down, got on the right tyre, and did the long run to the end, and ended up walking away with a win on debut. That's amazing. I'm so happy.
Wow, that was a great race you gave us here as well between Liam, Shepard, and you. We saw the pace, the advantage from Liam, but in the race, I guess his setup was not used to it. Tell me, what was the battle between you and Liam?
Yeah, I mean, Liam is he's very quick. I've got a lot of time for Liam, a lot of respect for the pace that he's got. It was just that one small mistake he made into turn 1, went slightly deep on the brakes, capitalized straight away, got in front. And from there, I was telling myself, don't let him force a mistake out of you. And we kept it in front. And then I don't know whether it was dirty air or a couple of small mistakes. He picked up a drive-through. It might have been DRS, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what to say. We just that has gone perfectly.
It was a DRS penalty
Right,
that he's got, but he also got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, so that will also go on his finishing time. But nicely done, Jack here. Congratulations on your provisional win. We will see in 2 days if it actually will count. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
And also, for you, the viewers, have a good night, and I hope to see you in the next race, which will be, and I will update you now, the next race in F2 will be in Australia, Melbourne, the 10th of April, so it's going to be in 2 weeks. I hope to see you there, and have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.